Hey everybody, welcome back out to Golf Test Dummy, the channel where I use my game to help your game. I don't film on course very often, but it's kind of quiet out here. It's a Sunday morning. It's about 78 degrees right now. The humidity's way up, about 7:45 a.m. There's a lot of dew on the ground. The course is really wet. We just had a tropical storm come through and dump a whole bunch of rain. Today's video is going to be about trying to play within yourself. It's going to be about how to properly go about playing on course. I did not have a chance to warm up, and I am 112 years old. I've got to also start out with lesser distance expectations. I'm going to be taking 1, 2, maybe even 3 extra clubs on some of these shots. Ho-hum, that is what I want out here. I'm going to film every shot. I am going to talk you through some of the more important things. The first of which is this hole. This course is not super long. All right, it does not have length as its defense, but what it does have are these tight tee shots where the trees pinch in. Now I hit a draw. These trees are right here. I'm standing on the tee box. They are tall. I don't have the ability to hit a fade. Instead of trying to go for driver and just hit some kind of bomb and hope it works out, I am going to probably hit a 6-iron off the tee so that it has less bend and it won't get into trouble over here, because if I hit it too far, it's going to go out into these trees on the left. If I try and start it too far right, I'm going to clip these trees. I am going to set up on the left-hand side of this tee box. It is just a little superstition of mine that I can't use my own tee when I'm hitting an iron off the tee. Don't know why that is, but I've done that for forever. Started it further right than I wanted, but that's why I was aiming a little left. That is going to find the fairway. It is not going to be long. As I said, no warm up. Makes it a little tougher to be able to get my true distances out of it. If I'd played the 4 hybrid there, which is actually a good distance club for this hole, my 4 hybrid has a tendency to turn and draw a little bit too much. So I just wanted to be down there in the fairway. I'm gonna have a longer second shot coming in, but that's okay because it's better than trying to play a shot out of the trees. Sometimes a good strategy involves taking your medicine. I have hit a shot that has found the fairway here, and it's about the distance that I was going, but I just left it a little bit too far right because I was worried too much about it going left. So I hit it in the right side rather than the left, and you'll see what I'm looking at now. Here's my golf ball back here behind me. There's the tree, and over here is the flag. I'm completely blocked out. Now I could try punching something low and get up there, but you've got a creek, you've got cart path, you've got false front on the green, you've got soggy wet conditions. It may not roll anywhere. I have zero clue what I'm gonna end up with if I try and play that low shot. It's probably not gonna turn out very well. So I'm gonna take my medicine. I've got a little wedge. I'm gonna play it out to this safe spot over here, leave myself a good distance in. Perfect. How many of you guys would do that? How many of you would chip out to a safe spot and just try and play for saving a par or a possible bogey? How many of you guys would do that, or would you go for the hero shot? Right at it. Good height. Oh, you know what? Came up just a yard or two short of the front of the green. I was playing toward that front pin instead of playing toward the middle of the green. Struck it well, it's just not going as far. Didn't think about taking an extra club like I should have, hitting the approach wedge, but I'll take it. I've got a chip. That's the risk you take. I mean, that's the breaks. It all started with the original sin. What was the original sin? Leaving a tee shot behind a tree. But I will say this, if I'd tried for the hybrid, or I'd tried to play more left, I really run the risk of going too far left and getting into jail over here in these trees behind me. I've still got a really good chance at saving bogey and an outside chance at chipping in for par. That's going to be much better than a double bogey or a drop ball and a lost ball, any of that. So it's still the better option. About as sweaty as I can get right now out here. Now I've got a par 3. Now why I want to show you par 3s. There is something called cover in the professional game. I've seen some videos on it. This is kind of a core strategy thing. It's called cover. What does cover mean? You're looking at your cover number. That is a specific distance that you need to hit the ball in order to cover or carry and get past certain hazards, a bunker, water, a berm around a green, a hill, getting past a corner on a dog leg. In this particular instance, this is a par 3. It is about 170 yards to the middle. The pin is in the back. It's a blue flag. This is probably going to need about 176, 178 yard shot. It is slightly downhill below me here, but there's a bunker on the front left side of this green. Now, I know from experience and looking on my app to be able to see the map that that bunker is set into the green just a little bit. So you can't measure the front yardage of the green and know that you have to carry that, because that won't carry the bunker. And if I happen to hit it a little bit left, I'm gonna end up in that bunker. So I want a yardage that goes and carries past that bunker, right? The cone of aim, where you're gonna miss. Now, most of my shots will tend to block out to the right. I don't miss too many by overhooking it to the left, not as many as I do blocking it to the right. So my cone, if it's the width of that green, this is another sort of strategical term. If I were to aim at the middle of that green, chances are most of my misses are gonna be to the right, and I wanna play to the middle. So I'm gonna adjust my cone just a little bit left, but I'm gonna be safe because I have enough club to get past that bunker. And there's my block off to the right. Not the best swing, but we found the green because I blocked it right and I aimed a little bit left. If I had aimed dead center of that green, I'm off the right edge and it's not a green and reg. But because I aimed a little bit left, I'm good. How many of you guys are under clubbing? How many of you guys are aiming for your most likely misses? How many of you are adjusting your cone of aim and your cover distance? How many of you guys are adjusting for that? That's what I thought. Strategies like that, those little subtle things, that's how you can take a not fantastic or average or even less than average swing and squeeze the most juice out of that orange. That's how you can get the most bang for your buck, is having good strategy. You can have a great swing where you strike the ball well all day, but you put up bad numbers you don't like, scores you don't like, because your strategy is poor. But you can take an average or even a less than average swing, maximize your opportunities with that less than average swing, and put up good numbers and play better than most people think you have the potential to play. Since this is a special round, I thought maybe we needed a special item. This is a special bag. This is the new white vegan leather, I believe it's vegan leather, Sunday Golf rider bag. Now, they've had the rider bag out for a while, but this is the white version. This bag is absolutely beautiful. You got the same great features that you know and love from the rider bag, the frosty pocket, millions of pockets on this bag, I believe is what I read. Millions of pockets in this one bag. You can see I love my Sunday Golf towel. Switched everything out, put my scrubber and everything on here. This is a stand bag. It does have the universal linkage here. It's got all the same great features. This is about a 315 yard par 4, and you think, oh, that's really short, that's gettable. Well, number one, I'm not a long hitter. Number two, you do have a fairly generous fairway on this hole. You're coming uphill the whole way. It's soaking wet out here. When you land, you're going nowhere. You're not getting any roll. So I just hit fairway finder driver up to the fairway, kind of over on the what would be the left hand side from the tee, but on the right hand side from your angle now because I'm on the green. And I had, what was it, 80 yards to the middle, and the flag is pretty much in the middle, and I ended up a little bit right of the flag and about a yard short. So now I've got a birdie putt. This looks like maybe a 16 footer. So I wanted to talk about putts. When you get on the green and you have a birdie putt, the number one rule is do not leave it short. Give this every opportunity to go in. Forget the comebacker. Now, you don't want to knock it 10, 12 feet past, that is for sure. But you don't have too many opportunities as an amateur golfer to have a birdie putt. You really need to try and capitalize on those as much as you can. Checking behind me, making sure nobody's coming. So when you get a putt like this, read it, take an extra second, but don't put a lot of extra pressure on yourself. Just make sure you get it to the hole. You got to try and capitalize on these. And also par saving putts. Those are basically, for amateur golfers, those are birdie putts. Anytime you can get a par as an amateur, it's almost like a birdie, especially for somebody who's a 15, 18, 20 handicapper. So I'm going to give this one a run. I'm going to try and set the camera over here so you can kind of see it. But I want to make sure I don't leave this short. Hold. Oh. A little low. I gave it a good roll. I had good speed. I had a pretty good line. Wasn't great. I don't play that often. And one of the first things to go, one of the hardest things to maintain, is your short game and your putting. Don't have my mic on again, but guys, I'm off right of the green and short. How many of you guys end up with these 30, 40 yard pitch shots? Stop trying to help this ball up in the air. Stop it. Let the weight of the club come down on the ball. That will pop it up. This doesn't take much effort. This doesn't take much swing. You're gonna let this ball pop up in the air by letting the club drop down on the ball. Sorry for the terrible camera angle and everything there. I didn't have my tripod. I leaned it against my putter and the grass was trying to turn on different apps. Pretty tough, but just gonna walk up here, show you the result of that shot. Just let the club drop on the back of the ball. It's not a lot of effort. You get a feel for it. And there you go. Let's talk about environment. It is muggy. Look at my shirt. The gnats out here in this part of the county, they are absolutely relentless. They're constantly trying to go in your ears and you just hear nyeh, nyeh, nyeh. Don't let it mess with your game plan. Don't let it take your head out of the game. Keep your head in the game. Find ways to focus. Practice it. Work on it. Anytime, even if you're not playing golf and you're out in an environment that is not ideal, try and find ways to not let it upset you or not let it frustrate you or get you off task. Practice it every day. Things like that will actually manifest and help you in your golfing life as well. Had some birdie attempts, did not make any birdies, but I've got another birdie attempt here that I'm going to set you down here and see if I can't make this 30 plus footer. Hold. I've had some birdie putts, hit some greens, nothing to write home about. I've had nothing above a bogey and I've had nothing below a par. It's been all pars and bogeys. The amount of pars that I'm making is pretty boring. It really is boring, but that's what I set out to do today. That's out here insane. Whatever your particular case may be, whatever your goals may be, don't just come out here and swing away and say things like, well, let's see what I get today. Come out and make what you want to happen. Impose your will. It doesn't mean to come out here and try and force things to happen, but what it means is be positive. Come out here with a plan, have a strategy. When you practice, think about the shots you're going to hit on the golf course. Are you going to hit 100 drivers on a golf course? No, but you're going to hit a couple dozen wedge shots, chip shots, a few dozen putts inside of 100 yards. That's where you really need to be practicing. Try and have a game plan. Try and work on the things that you need to work on in your game, and don't reach too far. Play within yourself. Guys, thanks for watching. Go down below to check out the code for the Sunday Golf Rider bag. This white bag, I'm loving it. It's my new gamer. See you guys next time.